Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for installment of Scott Selections here for Friday, March 11th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a nice winner in the NBA with the Warriors -2 at -110 on FanDuel. Didn't look that pretty early, but the Warriors had a nice second half, and they shut down the Nuggets defensively in the final couple minutes en route to a nice 11-point win. So we'll look for another winner here on Friday. And for the play of the day, we're going to go back to the NBA, looking at a matchup between the Hornets and the Pelicans, taking place at around 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And for the play of the day, we like the Hornets -1.5 at -110 on BetMGM. Time recording of 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Couple reasons why I like the Hornets in the spot. First of all, 1.5 is an absolute gift of a line. Every other book has 2.5. Looking around, not many books have the early lines, but FanDuel had 2.5 when it opened, and Fox Bet also has 2.5. And yet BetMGM went rogue and open it up at 1.5. Thanks for the free point. I'm going to take it. A couple reasons why I do expect Charlotte to eventually be favored by a lot more than 1.5 by game time, mainly involving the injury report for New Orleans. We know New Orleans has been without Brandon Ingram for the last couple of games with a bit of a hamstring issue. Unfortunately for the Pelicans, there was a bit of a setback with Ingram, so he will be missing another week. On top of that, we know that New Orleans was playing better over the last couple of weeks because of the trade for CJ McCollum, who's actually looked really good with the organization. However, McCollum has officially entered COVID protocol, so he will be missing this game as well, which means New Orleans' projected starting lineup is Devontae Graham, Tony Snell, Herbert Jones, Jackson Hayes, and Jonas Valanciunas. It's not Portland bad for a starting lineup, but it's definitely not good. Meanwhile, Charlotte is pretty much entirely healthy. Of course, you have Hayward who's still out, but you still have LaMelo, still have Rozier, still have Bridges, still have Washington and Plumlee. So Charlotte clearly has the much better starting lineup. And if you want to look at the current form of each team, New Orleans, I mentioned how they were playing better recently. Then Ingram got injured, and New Orleans lost 3 straight, each of their last 3 games. So they are on a bit of a losing streak. Charlotte has split its last 4 games. It did lose its last 2, but it was against Brooklyn and Boston. And Brooklyn, after killing Philly yesterday, suddenly that loss doesn't look that bad, and Boston's been arguably the hottest team in the last month. So I do think those losses are excusable because of the quality of competition that Charlotte was against. However, you're looking at the actual efficiency numbers, and Charlotte is much better offensively. Charlotte ranks 13th in offensive efficiency. New Orleans ranks 21st, and that's also not including the fact that Ingram and McCollum are out, so New Orleans should definitely be playing a lot worse in terms of offensive efficiency. While Charlotte, we know defensively they're a mess, but offensively they are a pretty solid unit. And I'm not exactly sure who's going to guard the backcourt for the Hornets. Snell is, I guess, technically going to play shooting guard. He's more of a small forward. But Graham has really been an awful defender all season long. I will acknowledge that New Orleans does have an advantage in the paint, but you're looking at the perimeter, and Charlotte's better all over the place, not to mention the fact that Charlotte does have some quality bench players that New Orleans really doesn't have. So 1.5 seems extremely low for a team that's at relative full strength compared to a team that's missing its, well, technically 3 best players because Zion hasn't played all year. Plus, if you want to look at some trends here, Charlotte has actually traveled well to New Orleans in the past. The Hornets are 4-1 ATS in the last 5 meetings in New Orleans. So I do think that Charlotte will fare pretty well here. And even though there's a decent chance Charlotte blows them out, I do think that this line should probably close closer to 3.5 or 4. Potentially more, we'll see. But I think 4 will be probably where it closes. So I'm going to get in early, and hopefully Charlotte wins this game handily. So play the day once again here for Friday. March 11th is going to be on the Charlotte Hornets -1.5 at -110 on BetMGM. Bye, everyone.